Join us to talk about that. Paul Seegert, PCS Advisors, joining us once again. So, Paul, what's going on here that we're seeing the proliferation of Obamacare policies, especially in Florida, where we lead the country with these policies?
Well, we've got a 21% increase in enrollment this year over last, and the administration is out touting that as a sign of success for Obamacare. What's a little less discussed is how we got there, and that is by pumping in $34 billion more into subsidies, where it used to be that you had to make less than 400% of poverty to get some form of subsidy. They have changed the math, and you could be a 60-year-old couple making over $200,000 a year and still get $11,000 of subsidy. And
no kidding.
Toward your coverage. Yeah. And so you've got a place where we're actually taking people off of private insurance or employer-sponsored insurance, and they're moving over here as they figure that out onto the government's dime. And that is the least efficient way for us to do this, just looking at our macro economy. It costs about $20,000 per person that we put on to Obamacare.
Well, Paul, I want to pause there because you just said something I think is highly instructive. I mean, are we basically seeing a covert effort towards single payer through these types of incentives to get everybody over to government policies?
Yeah, that's been the goal since the start, and they don't talk about it a lot, but they've discussed it. Those that kind of led this charge, they do want to get there, at least to a public option, and this is moving us toward that, where you have folks that have a private option and they still choose a public option because you make it more attractive financially to them. I mean, it's the definition of moral hazard, and a very inefficient way to get this to attack it.
Wow, Paul. I mean, that's just incredible. I appreciate the insight. If people want more information while you're talking about the subsidies and everything else, where's a good place to go?
Well, you can go to our website. We're going to post some things about that and just listen to your show. Look at the Wall Street Journal. They've done some great articles on this. And you're going to discover that we've pumped in a bunch of money. It's set to expire by the end of this year. So a lot of these folks that got these subsidies, if they don't get this Build Back Better thing back on track, are going to find out that they're going to lose that coverage, or at least the subsidies associated with it at the end of the year.
Well, that's a good heads up, Paul. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
It's Paul Seegert, PCS Advisors.